Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey! Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
What's going on, Tide Nation? We're finna go ahead and get ready to get that this show started in just a bit. We're definitely gonna preview the the Titans and the Jags. It's do or die. It is win or go home. We're definitely going to talk about that, and also we're definitely going to touch a little bit on the Damar Hamlin situation. What's going on there? Definitely, got to send some prayers out to the Hamlin family, to the Buffalo Bills, to their team, to their fan base, with this very trying time. Definitely got a little information on an update of what's going on and everything. So we're definitely going to touch on that just a little bit. And then again, we'll go right into talking about Titans and Jags. I know the NFL said that they may be flexible with Week 18, so we don't know how this is going to go, but I think they should be flexible, especially with Buffalo and Cincinnati going into the last games of the season before the playoffs. And I think the NFL, even though the players' reps made the decision, I think it was the right one. So we're definitely going to talk about that and a whole lot more. So come on in. We're gonna have a good time, and we're definitely going to get everything started. And yes, I did see that tweet by Skip Bayless that probably got taken down, I would think. That probably got taken down or anything like that. But yeah, I saw the tweet. So we'll definitely go into that too a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get this show started and get everybody in here. So let's go ahead and make sure we have a good time and we'll get the show started in less than 60 seconds. Here we go. Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? What's going on, Titan Nation? Welcome into the show. Welcome into TNT Tonight. I am your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we are going to have a very fun episode for you on this evening. We're definitely going to have a good time, so make sure y'all do share this show out. Just adjusting the camera a little bit. Make sure y'all share the show out to everybody. Let everybody know where they need to go and need to come on in so that they can enjoy this great content that we're going to bring to you here tonight. We're definitely going to talk. We're going to definitely talk a lot about this upcoming game, Week 18. We're definitely going to talk a lot about what happened. You know, the implications of this particular game, because there's a lot on the line. There is a whole lot on the line, and the Titans, you know, their entire season comes down to this game. And, you know, we're going to definitely talk about that and more. So, again, make sure y'all make sure that y'all follow the pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Definitely make sure you do that. Also, make sure that you do smash that like button. Definitely want to get everybody in here. Everybody that's watching right now, if you're coming on in, go ahead and hit that like button for me. You're helping me, and you're also, helping me with the algorithm, helping me with YouTube and everything. So definitely help me out with that. And also subscribe to the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And I promise you, you won't regret it. And definitely going to make it fun, because there's going to be a lot of big things coming in 2023. That I guarantee you. So definitely make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you could. Also, I'm going to be getting back on making sure all my stuff gets out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I know I've been kind of down on that, but I am going to get that back going as well. So we're definitely going to talk about a lot of this. And we're definitely going to make sure that we get things going. Let's see. I appreciate the super chat from my guy Derek. My guy Derek Roberts said, paying my tithes. Anybody else, you're welcome to pay your tithes and offerings as well to the show. And I appreciate everybody's support and everybody doing, helping me with the show and everything. So we're definitely going to have some fun with this. But let's start off. I got a few seen, AZ Mix said, what's up? DO9 in here. This is a must win. Can't lose 7 in a row. Yeah, it's a must win. It's win or go home. Isaiah Hedden is right. This is basically a playoff game. That much is true. And 615 is right. That's a question we will definitely get to later, because if you win, you're picking somewhere in the 20s. If you lose, there's a pretty good chance you're in the top 10 of the draft. And that's basically top 10 in every round. So that's first and second round. So that that's something that is the question that we have to ask. And that's definitely the question that we have to ask, and we're definitely going to go to, because I know a lot of people are definitely um kind of torn on that, myself included, on whether that should go down or anything like that. And um what do I have the feeling I'm looking for? Got it. I found the tweet. So we're definitely gonna go into that. I definitely will talk about Skip Bayless's tweet as well. So let's go ahead and get into um the first topic of the story, and that is what happened on Monday night in Cincinnati with Damar Hamlin. Um, this young man on Monday Night Football was I'm actually going to see if I can bring up a quick picture of him. But this young man, was playing in the game, um, against Cincinnati. And what was happening was that um, he, was trying to tackle T. Higgins, and T. Higgins kind of went. T. Higgins basically took his head into the chest. He was basically trying to run him over, and what ended up happening was that um, Hamlin makes the tackle, and then tried to it seemed like everything was fine. It seemed like it was routine um a routine play, and then Damar Hamlin tried to get up, and continue on, and then completely collapsed, um, and everything. So I mean, that was a extremely scary situation that happened. I mean, a very scary situation that happened, and um, I was like, man, and here's the picture of the young man, Damar Hamlin. Um, he, felt, he collapsed on the field, and was taken to the local University of Cincinnati medical facility. I know Bills fans were, Bills players were just, I mean, shocked, sad. Uh, some were even crying just at the horrific nature of what was going on. Bengal players were also concerned with everything that happened. So, with what we know now, what happened was that he went into cardiac arrest on the field. They had to do CPR to try to get a heartbeat back up again, which they were able to do. And he was taken to the local medical facility. And from what I know right now, as of 4:32 p.m. and this I got this off of CNN. Right now, um, Hamlin is still in critical condition right now. He is still in critical condition with signs of improvement. That was said on Wednesday. Right now, he is in intensive care, and he is expected to remain there. They have a breathing tube in to try to help him just reestablish breathing on his own. He's on a ventilator as of now. So again, this is just something. This is what I got off of CNN .com in talking about this situation and everything. So right now, and of course, the NFL already said that the game will not resume this week. So it will not resume, and basically what happened, there was ventricular fibrillation and blunt trauma to the heart and things like that. Because at first, when I saw the actual play, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, this must be like a helmet to helmet type situation and everything like that. But that was not what that was. That was not what happened. It was basically into the heart because there are certain areas of the body that if you hit that particular part of the body can shut down. Whether it's like a particular lung or you hit the heart pretty hard, like in this situation, blunt trauma to the heart, it could stop the heart and stop the body. Just like helmet to helmet can mess up your brain. So, and I'm no medical expert, I'm no doctor, so I am not even close to even trying to be an expert on this, but they of course stopped the game. They're not going to resume it, which I think was right. And just right now, it just shows right now there are much bigger things than the game of football. This is a young man fighting for his life right now. And all we could do is, we pray and we try to lift this young man's spirits up in prayer, lift the Buffalo Bills organization in prayer, and just continue to pray because it's like I think a lot of players felt helpless, and this went beyond the football world. This hit hard for basketball players and baseball players, anybody, because something like this you do not see. You do not see a player having trauma to the heart and laid out on the field, and we don't know if this man is even going to live through this. And so I pray that he recovers. I pray that he recovers. I am praying for his health. I pray for the Hamlin family. And again, I pray for the Bills organization because I know this is very much affecting them hard. But no, Derek, right now he is still in critical condition right now. He is still in critical condition. And we really haven't gotten more updates right now. So definitely hope he's gonna be okay and hope that everything is definitely going to be all right. And I know everybody out here is praying for his recovery. I am too. And once again, Hamlin Strong, definitely prayers are up for Bill's safety, Damar Hamlin, going forward. And so we haven't really heard what the league is going to do. They're saying that that week 18 will be flexible. It could be a chance that they push everything back a week. Especially Buffalo or anything with Cincinnati, they may push it back a week, which I would understand that. So I think we have to take all things into consideration when it comes to this situation. And the NFL has got to do this right by the player. Do this right by the player and by the team. So again, my big time sincerest prayers to Damar Hamlin and to his family at this time. And if I may, for just a moment, I think it's best that we all bow our heads for a quick 10-second moment of silence. All right. I appreciate that, y'all. Thank you very much for that. Tony Fox says, thank you for your kind words. This is a devastating situation. Yes, it is. It is definitely one that I don't think any of us would ever want ourselves in or anybody we care about in, because like some of you, if not most of you, I played football. I played football in high school, and I had an injury to my leg. I had an injury to my leg, and when that happened, there was a part of me that went through my mind. I didn't know if I was gonna walk again, and you know, this young man came to play a game. Didn't know that by the end of the day, or within the next few days, he's fighting for his life. So, um, just I mean, such a scary situation on that. But I figured we had to touch on that just a little bit about this situation because it affects the entire league. It doesn't just affect the Bills and the Bengals and those players. It affects the entire league. The Titans, of course. Some of the players, Kevin Byard, was talking about how he's dealt with something like this before. I believe one of his family members went into cardiac arrest earlier last year and everything. So, um, that is, that is definitely something because I think something like this can this can happen to anybody on any football team, whether you're the starting quarterback or you're the very last player on the roster. This could happen to anybody. And, you know, um, like I was looking at some of the news shows, they really started talking about, CPR and, how it's probably important that everybody learns how to do CPR and how to, do that because, CPR, you have that training and you know how to do that. It can help you save somebody's life, literally. So, um, you know, it is it just makes you really take a step back and just realize that there's more to life than just football and everything. So um again, prayers up to Damar Hamlin and to the family. Absolutely. Um but we're definitely going to try to move on. We're definitely going to try to move on here and really um get into this game and get into this game and um and everything. So I want to ask everybody, we talked about the Dallas Cowboy game a couple of days ago. We definitely talked about that and everything. And, we talked about the good, the bad, and the god awful. Dobbs having a good game. Kevin Byard showing out. McCreary got picked on. Burks dropped the pass that hurt. And then, the bad penalties, the dud, of course, doing his normal awful work. And I definitely definitely glad again that there was some improvements. Kit, what's up? I appreciate that. I know you're in the medical field right now and everything. So now of course 615, coming in 615, of course, coming in. He's saying, per Kim Moore, the Titans are expected to make a few coaching changes, and Todd Downing is included in those moves. Now, again, I have heard that. I know Chris Frazier also mentioned that. Um, Chris Frazier also mentioned that to me as well about that too. Um, and so I know Ken is basically saying, per sources, Todd Downing expected to be among several coaching changes on the Titan staff whenever the season concludes. Mike Vrabel will not be among those changes. Vrabel will be involved in GM discussions as it should be. Now, I say this to say, and shout out to Kim Moore, shout out to Chris Frazier for mentioning that. I will also say this. What happens if the Titans lose and lose the division? Changes should be made anyway, whether they win or lose. But what happens if they really do lose? And I'm with Reggie. We'll talk more about this in just a minute because we're going to talk about the star of the week and dunce of the day in just a moment. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And I definitely agree. We threw the Dallas game. I don't know if I'd say we threw the Dallas game, but playing nobody, it definitely felt like it. But with all of that happening against the Cowboys, let's quickly discuss who you thought is the two-tone blue star of the game. Was it Josh Dobbs giving us a shot? Was it Kevin Byard's 2 interceptions, which I could probably say that is probably the most obvious answer out of all of this, because I thought Dobbs was decent, but Kevin Byard definitely showed up. I believe DeMarcus Walker had a pretty nice game as well in that. So who did y'all think was the two-tone blue star of the game? Burks had a very nice catch and run as well. And I think a lot of us are going with the obvious. And I'm getting some of y'all comments and everything. Let's see, Mick's going with Byard. Burning Devil's going with Byard. Sumter's going with Byard. Bryce, what up, Bryce? What's going on, man? Appreciate you tuning in. And shout out to Bryce. I know he had the big weekend, got to be on the field, and got to shake hands with a lot of the players and with Coach Vrabel and stuff like that. So shout out to him. Titan Fox says Dobbs and Byard should tie. Burning Devil also mentions Burks. Overdrive says Byard, KB. And I'm going to make this quick and agree with everybody. Two-tone blue star of the week definitely is the mayor of Murfreesboro, that man Kevin Byard, 3-1. And anybody that says we should look to trade Kevin Byard, you're out of your mind. There is, I've already said no matter what happens, that the defense needs a complete overhaul. I mean, not the defense. The offense needs a complete overhaul. The defense does not. The defense, I just think, needs to retool and run it back with the defense, because I think, and add a couple of pieces, obviously. You're probably looking at some depth at middle linebacker, maybe another pass rusher, and definitely another corner could definitely be helpful. And then, of course, whenever you have a star of the week, who is your dunce of the day when it comes to this? And so I would say, there's a lot of nominees. The dud Dennis Daly, the offensive line was not very good as far as bad penalties. Robert Woods had a couple of key drops in this game. Josh Dobbs did turn the ball over a couple of times. Hassan Haskins, not really that great. And everything. And I hear some people saying Downing. I don't think Downing had a terrible. I think Downing and Vrabel actually had a game plan. But the only problem I had with this was because I felt like they slighted Malik. And I don't like how the Titans are. I don't like how Coach Vrabel and Downing are doing Malik, because I know a lot of people are just ready to give up on Malik, throw him in the trash. He sucks. And I'm like, the guy only played 3 games. 3 games. And, some are just ready to discard him already. And you noticed they built a game plan around what Josh Dobbs can do. But they didn't do the same thing for Malik. So I didn't like that. But definitely a couple of dunks of the day, of course. Titan Fox says Downing. Bryce says Downing. Overdrive says Robert Woods. Vibe went with Tierre Tart. Kept lining up in the neutral zone. Miss Jackie goes with Roger McCreary. And McCreary did get picked on a lot. It has gotten picked on a lot in recent weeks. Definitely. Ty Fox says game plan failed in the second half. DO9, of course, goes with Daly. Malik needs a new OC and quarterback coach. And I agree. And again, I use Josh Allen as an example. A guy that a lot of people thought sucked. And, he gets a coach and a good offensive coordinator. All of a sudden, you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Really the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was picked number 1. He didn't have a great rookie season and, wasn't sure what was happening with him. But then you get rid of Urban Meyer, replace him with Doug Peterson, who is a lot more competent of a coach. And voila, second half of the year, Trevor Lawrence is kind of getting it. So I'm going to say the dunce of the day has to be the dud, Dennis Daly again, who him and Downing, I think, are neck and neck for dunce of the year. Honorable mention definitely is Roger McCreary. Definitely Roger McCreary is a definite honorable mention because he didn't have a great game either. Overdrive says, for all those who are saying trade Henry, look at how ineffective Haskins was. I mean, I think Haskins could do better with a better offensive line. I mean, Derrick Henry is just that damn good. Malik, AZ Big says Malik will pick it up and it's going to take time. Problem is, we don't have time at this point. And I can understand that because, yeah, Malik needs time. Unfortunately, time is one thing that we don't have right now because they're in a built-to-win situation. So, it's a win or go home situation, and that is something that we're definitely going to go into. But now looking at this Saturday night game, 7:15 kickoff, Saturday night, Titans, Jags, winner take all. Winner goes on to the playoffs as the AFC South champion. Loser goes home and the season is over. And the question is, how can the Titans win this game and get to the playoffs? The Titans got to find a way to get to the playoffs. And I like, there was a tweet I just saw from Miss Teresa saying, Todd Downing says it's paramount this week trying to get the ball to Chigakonko and Traylon Burks. Here's the problem. Shouldn't that have been paramount all year to get the ball to those two guys? Don't make it seem now is the time to do that. So, again, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. But it is paramount that those two guys get the ball. It is paramount that the running game gets going and everything. So we're definitely going to talk about that. But this is a big game. It's win or go home. And, I'm gonna give my Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. Um, so this game, I mean, I said it before, and I'm going to say this again later in this show. Right now, all the pressure is on the Tennessee Titans for this game. All the pressure is on the Titans. The Jaguars have absolutely nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Because if the Jaguars win this game, they win the AFC South, they go to the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence gets playoff experience, which only will help him. Gets Trayvon Walker playoff experience, only going to make him better. This team will get better because of it. And they'll be the odds-on favorite to win the AFC South next season. No matter what happens. And, the Jags are hot. They could pull an upset and get to the next round. That's something. But if the Jags lose, doesn't hurt them none, because still they can reload, and there's still going to be a lot of people picking them to win the AFC South next season, depending on what the Titans do. And they're going to probably be favorites to win a division. They'll be picking in the top 10, so they may have a chance at another quality player to go along with what they already have. They could add, another wide receiver weapon to their arsenal. They could add another offensive lineman to help them out. Things like that. They could add another defensive back to their core. So, I mean, there's a lot that the Jags could do with a top 10 pick, or at least a top 11 pick, if they don't win. And it's only going to help them because, hey, again, nobody expected them to be in this position in the first place. Trevor Lawrence is about to go over 4,000 yards passing. They're about to have a 4,000-yard passer, 1,100-yard, 1,200-yard rusher. They have a 1,000-yard receiver. And they could have two 1,000-yard receivers, possibly. If Zay Jones just goes off, for 198 yards, which I don't think that'll happen, but they definitely got one and one close to it. So the Jags, again, have absolutely nothing to lose. Nothing at all to lose. They can only get better. The Tennessee Titans, on the other hand, all the pressure is on them. All the pressure is on the Titans. It's do or die for them, because this game may not only be just season altering. This game, depending on how it goes, could be franchise altering for the Tennessee Titans. This game could change our franchise forever. Because, again, think about this. Yes, we win. We go on into the playoffs, and we just see what happens. And, anything could happen when you get in the playoffs, but we all probably expect the Titans will probably get knocked out in the first round, even at home, depending on who they're playing. And then you're picking in the 20s. Vrabel would have an excuse saying, well, hey, we won. We won the division 3 straight years in a row. And he would try to have an excuse to maybe why Todd Downing needs to stay. But all in all, I would expect Todd Downing to be gone. He better be, or Vrabel will get the malarkey treatment. So we're gonna see if Vrabel is going to move on from Todd Downing, or if Vrabel gonna stick up for him and he goes. We'll see about that. If they win, they might be able to salvage stuff going into next year. But what happens if they lose? If they lose, you end the year on a 7-game losing streak. And you basically pissed away the division that you had in hand. In week 10, it was all but assured that you were going to win the AFC South. And you found a way to blow it at the very end. You found a way to die in the second half of the year. So, again, if the Titans lose this game, there should be coaching changes made. But if the Titans lose this game, one, you've given more momentum to the Jags, even going into next season. It will be the end to a cataclysmic collapse. Then you're going to be picking in the top 10, which might be a good thing, but nothing is assured. And I would have said all bets are off. I mean, nobody would be safe right now. Because some are wondering, if Ryan Tannehill will be back, what happens with Derrick Henry, resigning Big Jeff. Could Vrabel be gone? I mean, we already seen John Robinson gone. And depending on who the new general manager is, the new general manager may want to get their own guy. So we're definitely going to find out. But this could be catastrophic if the Titans fall in this game. And so let's go into the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. How can the Titans punch their ticket to the playoffs and defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars? Again, make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. And then also make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell and hit all so that you get notified when all the show keeps going. And let's see, I'm going back to read some of your comments. Miss Cookie says, I think we win this game. Tighten up. Titan Fox says, without Fulton, they're putting too much on McCreary as a rookie. D09 said, at least Josh Allen showed something. Malik ain't showed nothing. Well, he hasn't had proper coaching. Are we getting some of our defense back? Yes. We definitely are. Ms. Sheriff says, let's do it. Titan South said, Jags ain't sweeping us. D09 wants the top 10 pick. Titus South says Burks and NWI go off. DBS says we just need to revamp the offense. Downing will likely be gone. We need a legit corner. I can see that. They're only there because we lost our last few games. Otherwise, we would have won the division easily. But also, the Jags are getting hot. Ms. Jackie says if it wasn't for our injuries, they wouldn't be in this place. I would tell everybody, stop using injuries as an excuse. Why? We were in this exact same position last year where we had to use 91 players, and right now I believe we're at 80, I want to say 83, 84 maybe. I could be wrong. It could be 86, I think. So we, Obviously, used a lot of players. I don't think we'll hit 91, but we're definitely pushing close. Let's see. Ken says stop Evan Ingram. That's the game plan. Just got to fight to the end. DBS says force turnovers. Let's see. Derek Rob says feed the beast. Let's see. Chig Volcano says Burks will have a big day. Ms. Jackie says Chig will have a big day. And that's going to be point. This leads to point number 1. Play clean and take care of the football. No turnovers. No turnovers. That's going to be key. Play a clean game. No turnovers. That is going to be extremely important. Because if you don't turn over the ball, you got a chance to win. You have a chance. You turn the ball over against this team, Trevor Lawrence could make you pay. That's what happened in the first game. In the first game, the turnovers cost us big time. And they scored points off of those turnovers. So you got to play clean and you got to not turn the ball over. Point number 2. You got to sustain drives. Sustain the drives and keep drives going. Get in the red zone and you got to score. You got to score on just about every possession. Because this Jaguar team, the last few weeks, have scored over 30 points. This Jaguar team has scored over 30 points, I want to say, in about 3 straight games. Well, 4 out of the last 5 games, they've scored at least 30. 4 out of the last 5 games. Well, I take that back. 3 out of the last 4, excuse me. They lost to Detroit badly. 3 out of the last 4 games, Jacksonville has scored over 30. Scored 36 on us the first time, 40 against Dallas, 31 against Houston. Against the Jets, they only scored 19. And they've won 4 in a row. They won 4 in a row and 5 out of the last 6. So I guarantee you, they will take advantage of your mistakes. We got to have scores too. And we got to cut out the early penalties, either pre-snap penalties or the holding and, the holding calls that happen. So instead of it, you don't want it where instead of it being 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 3, it's now it's 1st and 15. It's 1st and 15. Or you don't want it where it's 2nd and 2, and then all of a sudden it's 2nd and 12. You don't want it where instead of being 1st and 10, you get a first down where it could be, 1st and 10 again, or you get to where it's 2nd and 2, but holding 10-yard penalty, and now it's 1st and 20, and you're behind the chains already. You got to cut out the penalties. Number 3, defensively, you've got to cause havoc. You got to get after Lawrence. Make him make a mistake. In the first game, we didn't really get much pressure at all on Trevor Lawrence, and he picked us apart. He picked us all the way apart in that game. Threw for 368 in that game. And Evan Ingram, you're going to have to stop him because he had 162 of them in that game. So you got to cause some havoc and get some pressure to help the defensive backs out. And then last but not least, in this game, you better play like there's no tomorrow. John Madden would say, the late John Madden would say it, play like there's no tomorrow, because there isn't. You lose this game, there is no tomorrow. Season's over. So you better play like it's not going to be a tomorrow, and you better get out there and take care of business. So let me get some of y'all comments about what y'all think should happen in this game. I know a couple of y'all said feed the beast. Let's see, DO9, comparing to, Malik possesses Lamar Jackson capability as a rocket arm and did need 5 years in the NFL to be respectable. DO9 says 21-16 Titans. Burning Devil says yes, no turnovers or calls that bring us back after picking up huge yards. Alex is not getting his hopes up. Donzel says don't become one-dimensional. DBS says Willis needs better coaching. I agree. Turbo Duran says, what happens if the Titans win? If the Titans win, they win the division and they'll be in the 4th spot, I believe. They'll be in that 4th spot, playing the 5th seed. That's what happens if they're winning. Dionel says, coaching doesn't cover up his accurate deficiencies. But you can help a quarterback become more accurate. And the Titans have not done him a service. If the Titans have to feed the ball to Henry, feed it to him. DBS says, hope they get a strip sack early. That could be important too. You got to have some momentum early and play 4 quarters of ball. Not just 1, not just 2, not just 3. 4 quarters of ball. So that's going to be very important. And now, the moment of truth. Who wins? I'm going to give my prediction, and then I have a question for everybody before I do a shut your pie hole, because I think it needs to be done. Who wins this game, and what's the prediction? Here's mine. Again, there's a part of me that wouldn't mind this team losing, because that could mean Vrabel out, because this collapse you cannot unsee. You cannot forget about it. When you had the division locked up and you practically threw it away, it could be a fireable offense. Not taking a play calling away from Downing. Not taking Dennis Daly out a lot sooner than the game against the Chargers, and you could have went with Dylan Radis a long time ago. And you could possibly have a top 10 pick with a new GM and retool this offense. Because if it's up to Vrabel, he'll just go find either a blocking wide receiver or he'll pick a tight end in the top 10. Oh, yeah. Let me go with this safety. I thought he would be great for this defense. Team first guy. So I just don't trust that. But in my heart, I think the Tennessee Titans win this game. I think the Tennessee Titans wins 21-20, and I think they win the AFC South. I think the Titans will win the AFC South, go in the playoffs, and I don't know anything else to expect when they get there. I think they lose in the first round. I hope I'm wrong and that they do something in the playoffs. But first, you got to get in, and they're not there yet. But I think that's what's going to happen. Titans get in, and then they lose in the wild card round. But that begs, and this question has to be asked because I think a lot of people are talking about this. Would you want to win and get in the playoffs? You know, you get in the playoffs, you're probably going to lose in a wild card round, and most likely you're picking somewhere in the 20s. Or would you rather the Titans, you know what, fight hard, lose the game? We're sure to possibly be in the top 10. We have a chance to either get a really good player that can help us right away, or we could use that pick, trade down, and get some more picks and some more draft capital later, you know, for the rest of the draft. What do y'all think of that? And I will definitely give my response to it. Chandra says, we will win, then lose in a wild card. DBS says a new GM will likely want to draft a quarterback. I mean, I could see that. I don't know about this class. I mean, besides Bryce Young and maybe CJ Stroud, I don't know who else I'd go with. Definitely wouldn't go with Anthony Richardson. And I'm not very sure about Will Levis. I got to go back and watch some film. Maybe Hendon Hooker in the second round or third round. You know, he could be had, but the problem is he's coming off of an injury. Keon says, don't really like it, but they might keep Woods because he's been healthy. Problem is with Woods, $12 million, you know, he counts for $14 million against the salary cap. You cut him, you can save $12 million. Burning Devil being overly optimistic, saying Titans win it all, sneak in and shock the world. I don't think that's going to happen. DBS says they released Lawan, Dupree, Tannehill, and Woods, pay Big Jeff. Now, I thought I heard something either from Peter King saying that your rumor is the Titans might want to move on from Tannehill. I don't know how true that is. Now, Lawan and Dupree, I think Lawan, Dupree, Woods, Cunningham, I think those four guys are going to get cut. I think they will get cut, and that's already going to save close to $46 million on the cap. And so you would go from about $46 million, you know, going from about, you know, 16 to 20 million over, you could go about 20 to 30 million under the cap. So, you know, I don't know if they're ready. DBS says Titans lose to Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Burning Devil believes Chiefs and Bengals will slip up. I don't know. Obviously, our resident Titans hater thinks the Titans are going to lose, which he's been wanting the Titans to lose all season. Derek says this team doesn't feel like a playoff team. The vibes are gross. And I could see that. I understand that. Haven't really been feeling the vibes from the Titans or from Vrabel, because Vrabel sounds like a coach that's like giving up. He, you know, doesn't seem enthusiastic at all. So I can see that. DBS says Titans can probably beat the Chargers in the wild card. I mean, we'll definitely see about that. So what do y'all think? LVG says win, win, win. Burn Devil says rookies are not going to help us. Forget the draft, just trade. But you got to draft. You can't give up all your draft capital. I mean, the best tackles are going to be in the top 10 or top 15. You have a chance at a good wide receiver in the top 10. I mean, Garrett Wilson picked in the top 10. I didn't even think that Wilson was going to be that good, and he's turned out to be pretty good. Drake London doing all right in Atlanta. You know? So, I mean, you got guys like a Quinn Johnston or Jordan Addison, who I really like out of USC. Jalen Hyatt, speedster. You know, there's definitely some good wide receivers we could go with. Lou is in here. What's up with you? Yeah, and they got to definitely make the right moves. But if it's me, I'm torn. As much as I would love a top 10 pick, and I think we'd have a chance to do something right, especially with a new GM. Now, if it was John Robinson still GM, I wouldn't care as much because his first round picks haven't panned out very well. But with a new GM, I think there's new hope, and I would not mind that. Derek says, how do we get one of those top tackles? We would have to draft high for guys like Stroyansky or Paris Johnson. And even though I know Tehran has told me this repeatedly, you don't blacklist a school because of a certain player, I am terrified of picking a University of Georgia offensive lineman. So Broderick Jones, I would stay the hell away from, because I am scared of another Isaiah Wilson incident. I am terrified if we draft another offensive lineman from Georgia, he's going to end up being Isaiah Wilson all over again. I am terrified about that. And Donzel says, I don't think it's a bad idea to use 2024 capital to get a top tackle or top receiver. Like, if it's me and I'm in the top 10, I go ahead and draft one of the tackles. Then I try to trade back into the first round, and go get me one of those wide receivers. So I wouldn't mind walking away with Stroyansky or even a Paris Johnson early, then walk away with either Jordan Addison or Jalen Hyatt late. Basically, it would be the same as a second round pick. And then, hey, we get ready for the third round. So, I mean, as much as I would like a top 10 pick and I would be cool with that, I do want us to win. And let's see what happens. What's up, Brandon? What's going on? Keon says, I need Addison. I like Addison. I definitely do. I like Addison a lot. Brandon says, let's win. And you know what? Winning does cure everything. So even though I want a top 10 pick, and I wouldn't mind that, maybe get Vrabel the heck out of here because he's so arrogant, and we can get an offensive-minded head coach that can revamp this offense and maybe help Malik get to where he needs to go. Because in the end, that's all that really needs to happen. Defensively, yes, got to get healthy, get bodies, and get depth. Offense needs an entire makeover. It's time to change the offensive philosophy. This run-first philosophy is not working anymore. And I am not saying get rid of Derrick Henry, although this could be his last year coming up in 23. But what I'm saying is it's time to start slowly putting in the pieces. It's time to change the guard. It's time to change the offense to a more modern offense, a more passing offense. Brandon says he wants the guy from TCU, Quinn Johnston. Alex says the Bears get the number 1 pick. We could trade with them. I don't know if the Bears are going to be able to catch Houston, although Houston beat us, so they got 2 wins, and the Bears do have 3. So I gotta remember. I can't remember if the Bears and the Texans played earlier this season. And see, that's the thing. The Bears beat the Texans earlier this season. So the only way the Bears would get the number 1 pick in the draft is that they would have to lose and the Texans would have to win a game, I believe. Because I think the Bears have 3 wins. Have 3 wins. The Texans have 2 and a tie. So I think if the Bears lose and the Texans win, that's how I think the Bears could get the number 1 pick. I think. So we're definitely gonna find out who's gonna be the GM. I have no idea. And DBS says we're gonna see all those sad Jags go home. And Jag fans are cocky right now. They are cocky. Because I know Tremaine earlier on saying he's in Jacksonville. I'm trying to find his comment. What he said earlier in the show. Phillips said he thought in the Dallas game, O-line was solid. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Yeah. Tremaine says, I live in Jacksonville and Jag fans are overjoyed. I mean, right now, Jag fans are cocky. They think they don't won the Super Bowl the way they talking. So, that's what we're going to have to see about. So, very, very interesting. I normally don't do Shut Your Pie Hole until the end of the month, but given what, happened this week with Damar Hamlin and what happened with him, I need to bring this up. Now, and I'm going to share this. My Shut Your Pie Hole moment has to go to one Skip Bayless. Because he said something that is ridiculous. And here's the tweet. He says, quote, in the tweet, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. And Skip was getting hammered by this tweet. And I would say rightfully so. But then he comes back. And I'm trying to see at what time. So he sent that tweet 8:30 on the 2nd. Then about almost an hour later, he says, nothing is more important than that young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I pray for him and I will continue to. I'm like, Skip, why didn't you just say that in your first tweet? You could have just said, I understand this game is important, but this young man's health is way more important than the game. The game itself is irrelevant. Could have said that and would have been fine. But instead, you're talking about, but how are you going to, were you saying, but how a game of this magnitude? That's why people, butchered Skip Bayless for that. So Bayless, for your first tweet, shut your pie hole, sir. First one of 2023. And believe me, I'm going to let y'all know Ladies Night will be coming back strong next season. I promise you that. I'm also going to get Titans Rossi and Titans Anderson because I owe them. Because I think they both were supposed to be on tonight, and it was really my fault. So I owe those guys an apology, and we will definitely get everybody together either for the playoffs or for an off-season preview. And let's see. Yeah, we let the Jags' confidence get out of control. Keon says Skip's been trash. I'm not a fan of Skip really like that either. I don't really care for Skip, to be honest. Like I said, some of them Fox shows I really don't care about, to be honest. First Take, I think, is entertaining with Stephen A. And Get Up, I could kind of get into. But like First Things First, Undisputed sometimes. And then, that whole Speak for Yourself, I don't really care for those shows. The Fox shows are bad. Alex Man says, I live in Jacksonville. Also, they are the rudest fan base. I would go to this game, but my wife is afraid I'm going to get into a fight. Every time I have been to this game, we lose. I get it. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing a live stream for this game because I may be at a event for a friend this Saturday night, but I will be, of course, watching the game and paying attention. Burning Devil says he said it was sarcasm. He is a clown. Brandon says, what do you expect from Skip? Jalen Rose had him in his feelings some years ago, and I think I remember that. AZ Mix says, Alex, don't go to the game. We need to win. So that's my shut your pie hole moment. But everybody, I hope, again, I say Happy New Year to everybody. Definitely Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. This is a big year for me. This is going into year 40 for me. My birthday is in August of this year, and I turned the big 4-0. Definitely excited about that. We'll be celebrating all year. Definitely looking forward to that. J Max says, yeah, it's Saturday night. No, I know, right? I know. So I wish everybody a very happy and safe new year. I know some people did not make it into the new year. Also, somebody just mentioned it, and I cannot forget to mention this. Rest in peace to the Queen of Memphis, the rap Queen of Memphis, right here, our own Gangsta Boo from 3-6 Mafia, who sadly lost her life on January 1. It was reported that she OD'd and everything. So I'm gonna miss Gangsta Boo because she was definitely an influential female rapper, one of the underrated female rappers around. She, was one of those. I mean, just she got down with it. So, she's a legend and was just an amazing artist. And seemed like a down to earth, just good woman. And I hate that happened. I hate that happened to her, but definitely rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. Prayers up for the 3-6 Mafia family. Definitely. I see the Lady of Titans and Truth checking in from the gym. I appreciate that. Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. DBS says he'll be 23 Jordan year. I could definitely see that. Yeah, I'm heading to that year 40. So definitely, again, rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. Prayers up for 3-6 Mafia. And everything, Miss Mims. Definitely glad you came in for Bible study. Praise God. I saw your prayers and everything for Damar Hamlin. Very much appreciated. One of her jam. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? She was down with the Tear the Club Up thugs and everything. So shout out to Gangsta Boo. But everybody, I think that's gonna just about do it. I want to say thank you to everybody who has been a big part of this channel. Thank you again for helping me hit 1,200. Very much need another 1,700. Let's get to 1,300. I need another 17. Help me get to 1,300. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Help me get to 1,300, and then we can push towards 1,500, and let's push towards 2,000. Definitely do that. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in to the show. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and y'all have a very blessed night and a happy New Year. Again, make sure y'all share the show out, and let's tighten up on Saturday, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.